decided to do right after this retreat is they wanted to take the first opportunity that we could get to come to chapel and to just express their own enthusiasm to you. So I'm going to turn the mic over to them this morning. I think Amber's going to start. Who's next? Where do I give the microphone? Okay. You guys just pass the mic as you go, and then we'll kind of wrap it up at the end. Cody's going to lead us in a prayer. And I want you guys to be praying for these guys this year. Okay, they got a lot on them. You don't realize until you get to your senior year exactly how much pressure gets put on them through the year. We put a lot of pressure on them here to be stand-up leaders and to be great spiritual role models. And so there's some pressure there. There's also the pressure of what we're going to do after school and all that, so, or after graduation and all that. So y'all keep these guys in your prayers, and I appreciate them taking this opportunity to challenge you guys in chapel.
Okay, so I was told to tell you all about when we got to the Grace Falls Church and their ropes course on Friday night. We got up there and they let us put our stuff down, and we immediately started doing a bunch of team building games and exercises and stuff. And one of those, which was one of the hardest ones we did, was there were 2 platforms about 8 inches off the ground. And you got 2 long boards and 2 short boards, and you had to build a bridge across, get everybody across, and your supplies, but you couldn't let anybody touch the ground or any of your materials. And that took us a long time. And
a very long time.
And we were out there a while. Yeah. So a lot of our problem was we kept trying to change what we'd already done right. And we eventually realized that if we're doing something right, why are we trying to fix it? Why does it need to be changed? And we realized that we just had to play to the strengths of what everybody here knew how to do. And we couldn't try to change everybody here to form to what we needed. We just had to use them how they were meant to be used. And other than that, we did a whole lot of other exercises that helped us, come together as a class.
Okay, Saturday at the retreat, we started early on the ropes course. It was pretty nerve-wracking, and the activities we did were pretty high up in the air, at least. But they brought us closer to God, all right. We also played some team building games that involved all of us climbing over a 10-foot wall, or 12-foot wall. That was rough. All in all, we learned that we needed to rely on each other in our lives, as well as rely on God to make it through. At the retreat, we also talked about our relationships with God. Not one of us said that we were content with our relationship with God. We all agreed that we wanted to grow. Despite various differences, some of us said that we felt far from God, and others said they were getting closer. But we could all agree that our journeys with God were not finished. Mr. Haney, one of the men in charge of the ropes course, shared this story about not letting our circumstances dictate who God is.
We are reading from Matthew 14:22 through 33. Immediately, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from the land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they cried, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid."
"Lord, if it is you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked in the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. Beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" And then, when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshiping him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." Okay, I'm going to take what these guys said and kind of wrap it up. And I wrote out what I was going to say, and then this morning I read it again, and I was like, man, that's so dumb, I don't want to say that. So I remember that I journaled about the retreat like a couple days after we did it. So I'm just going to kind of read you that journaling. senior retreat, we had a moment. Of all the team building things we did, from games like the King's Fingers and the Croc Bridge to the Devo that night to hide and go seek after that, it was easily my favorite moment of the trip, and probably with my class ever. The 10 seniors out of 17, Madison, Carey, Morgan, Cora, Patty J, Jacob, Jake, Cody, and myself, were asked by Daryl, the guy in charge, to be spiritual with him during breakfast. Now me, I'm thinking, heck yeah, I can be spiritual all day long. And then his question hit me like a train. How is your relationship with Jesus? Side note, isn't it funny how as Christians, we get so awkward and squirmy when we're asked to talk about Christ, even though our faith, salvation, being, everything rests in Christ? I wasn't prepared for Daryl's question, mostly because I've been literally, figuratively, and all of the above avoiding this question all summer. Probably because I was so unbelievably angry with God for my circumstances that I had no desire for a relationship with Jesus, because something or someone else would probably get hurt or broken or taken away from me. I know that's a really bad mindset, but it's an honest one nonetheless. So now I'm thinking in the moment, you have got to be kidding me. We are not talking about this right now, but we so were. As luck probably more the Holy Spirit would have it, I got asked to share first. I was like, come on. I can't tell you exactly what I said, but it was along the lines of, I want to want Jesus. I have spent so much time angry and bitter towards him that I refuse to move, and I'm no longer comfortable or okay with that. My 9 other classmates that were there followed and answered one by one. Some gave one-word answers and others like me in paragraphs. Hearing where they were with God was an incredible thing, and there is no doubt in my mind that all 10 of us were honest, real, and very, very open. The coolest thing about the whole situation, seriously, it still gives me chills, is that regardless of where we were coming from, or whether we were head over heels for Jesus, confused by him, or angry with him, we all said in similar words from different places the same thing, and this is what we said. First, I want to be closer to Jesus, and I'm not comfortable with my relationship with him. And two, my circumstances can no longer dictate who God is. That's actually what Coach Greasy said, but he put it really well, so I'm going to just say that. It sounds like a pretty cool thing, and it really was. So God has put 10 seniors in the same class, at the same school, from completely different paths with different talents and personalities, and we're all on the same page like that. How can that be anything but God and his work? But it gets better. Daryl started talking again, and he shares the story that Madison and Jacob just read about Jesus walking on water in the storm and Peter getting out of the boat. When he shared this story, I had an aha moment. This story captures what our class is about. Peter was in the boat and Jesus was outside of it. Peter was not comfortable in the boat and so far from Jesus, so he did whatever it took to move closer to him, even if it meant stepping into the storm. After stepping out, Peter saw the winds and the waves, his circumstances, and he became overwhelmed and lost faith, and our classes decided that we can't do that anymore. I think these 2 goals or statements, whatever you want to call them, should be sought out by all Christians of all ages, in all countries, in all circumstances of life, because aren't they so necessary to what the Christian faith is about? Our goal should be to move to Christ, to become like him, and to take as many people with us as possible. So here's the challenge, Riverside. As a senior class, we are done letting our circumstances tell us who the constant, almighty, infinite, gracious Creator is, and we want to move closer to him. We're striving to do whatever it takes this year to senior class. We're stepping out of the boat. So now I want to ask you guys, are you going to follow us?
Being all in is a big deal for me because I like to play it safe a lot. I play a lot of card games, play a lot of poker. If you're all in, it's all or nothing. You go home rich, you go home broke. And I'm always scared whenever I play all in, but I'm in. Y'all with me? Let's pray. Lord, we're going to say thanks for everything you've given us. And thanks for every person in this room. And Lord, I pray that we are all in for you. We don't let our circumstances dictate who you really are. And we're just thank you for being you. Thank you for sending your son for us.